CBN News White House correspondent Ben Kennedy joins us with the details. Ben?
Jenna, John, the latest numbers show the economy is in a pretty good place with a steady state of growth. This news contradicts critics who feel the U.S. is headed towards a recession. The latest government figures estimated that the economy grew at a 3.2% rate in the first quarter, far better than expectations and good news after concerns about a slowdown following a strong 2018.
It's a really healthy economy, almost nothing to complain about.
Steve, talking about the wage numbers, unemployment is at a rate so low that we have not seen since December 1969. Why is that?
Yeah, that's when the Abbey Road album came out. That's how long ago it was. Employers are hiring. Every business, I talk to, whether it's from Portland, Oregon to Portland, Maine, they say business conditions are good.
Turns out the government shutdown didn't hurt the economy like some predicted.
Strong growth, low unemployment, no inflation.
The unemployment rate is down 3.6%, the lowest in nearly 50 years.
I think you've got to tip your hat to Donald Trump and say thank you for this strong economy.
But what do you say to people who say, look, this is because of President Obama's economic policies?
Well, when we came in, the economic growth rate was 1.5. So we were limping along. And a lot of people thought a recession was right around the corner. And now we've got the economy firing on all cylinders with a growth rate twice as high.
It's that kind of growth that could propel votes for Trump in 2020.
Democrats are going to try to poo-poo the economy, but it's hard for them to do it. I mean, the polls are now showing between 70 and 80% of Americans feel the economy is in really good shape. People don't vote against prosperity, and that's what we have right now.
But we've been losing $800 billion on trade. $800 billion. We're going to stop that.
Some economists warn, however, that the effort to reduce the trade imbalance with China could throw a wrench in the economy. Now, is the China tariff hurting the economy overall?
A little bit.
Okay,
a little bit.
It is.
The big deal now for the economy is whether Trump can get this trade deal done.
Another key will come next year when America weighs in on the economy. Then, against the upcoming presidential election, it could sway swing voters one way or the other. That's the latest outside the White House. Ben Kennedy, CBN News.
Joining us now from Capitol Hill is Indiana Senator Mike Braun. Senator Braun, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me on.
Well, the markets still appear to be a bit jittery with these trade talks between the United States and China. How do you see all of this ending?
I tell you what, I'm glad we're still pressing forward, and I think there is some impatience, especially among folks like farmers who have been kind of at the butt of it with retaliatory tariffs. But I think we've got most of everything resolved with Mexico and Canada. I'm optimistic that we'll get maybe some discussion on the aluminum and steel tariffs to kind of get that across the finish line. When it comes to the Chinese, I was disappointed that they started backpedaling on something they had agreed to. It doesn't surprise me because I think they will continue to do, even after we flesh out an agreement, to where we'll have to keep an eye on them to see if they're adhering to it. So I know there are discussions today, and there's another round of tariffs that may be levied tomorrow. I'm hoping that that's avoided, but if not, I just need to stress we're in the driver's seat here. They depend on us a lot more than we do on them, and if we don't tackle it now, that will not be the dynamic in 5 to 10 years. So